obviously you worked really hard in college, you worked really hard in your career, you work really hard, long hours now. You have and I know you have a passion for journalism. Can you tell the students maybe, why you're so passionate about journalism, and maybe an example of a time when it was proved true, one of your beliefs was proved true through your work?
Oh man, what a nice question. I just think that particularly now, we're in a political climate where people feel like they're being taken advantage of. I think it really started with the housing crisis in 2008, when people were losing their homes. You really saw a lot of families suffer, who thought they were okay, who were sort of taken unawares. And I think that there's a real feeling that that advocacy at a journalistic level is needed. And a lot of the newspapers and TV stations in your hometown where you're from they're not getting stronger. A lot of them are getting weaker. And so I just really believe that the people who take these kind of jobs now, whether you're working for a local newspaper, a local TV station, or even at the national level, I just think that they're very important, because it's honestly oftentimes at the local level that a lot of these big stories are first being exposed before they rise to the national level. That it may not be sexy all the time. They may be covering a city council meeting, maybe boring. You're not getting paid a lot, but a lot of times it's really important for the community. I think that I really like my job now. I could see myself getting back into local news, because I miss that level of feeling like you're genuinely helping people. That that if you're exposing the mayor at 6:01 in the evening, even if not really seeing that story on the evening news, they might see it on Facebook later, they might see it on Twitter later, and they're going to get mad. They're going to do something about it. I think that's really important as we go forward. I'm trying to think of a good example of that kind of work. That was actually something that my former boss, this woman, Ellen Crook, in Atlanta, really emphasized, was being a station that could actually help people, being advocates for people who needed advocacy. I think, actually, and Kay probably remembers this well, there was a story that we did one time that I thought was not a story, honestly. I was on the wrong side of history on the story. There was a guy who was, I think, an Iraq War veteran who was carrying, he was coming home from war, and he had these, a lot of these guys have these huge duffel bags that they bring back, and he had, I think, 3 or 4 of them. And when you fly, you can pay like $25 for your first bag, and then the cost of the baggage goes way up. So Delta wanted to charge this guy. Can you help me out here if you remember?
It was a lot of money.
It was hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, hundreds of dollars.
To an Iraq War veteran. And we had this guy, this reporter there, who was great, Bill Liss, who's like a total bulldog reporter, who came back and said, "Well, sorry, that's Delta's policy." And our boss, Ellen, just went crazy. She was like, "No, that's horrible. How could you do that? How could you do that to these guys who serve the country and and all that kind of stuff?"
Because it wasn't just him; it was all of them.
All the soldiers, exactly. And so she, this was a story that I honestly thought had no business being in our newscast. And instead, our boss Ellen went the exact opposite direction. She turned it into a lead story. I think we did 5 minutes of stuff on it, this whole call to action on Delta. And then Nightly News, that when Brian Williams was hosting, it picked it up, it turned into their lead story. It turned into this huge thing, and as a result of that, Delta changed their policy, and that because of that story, veterans get to carry all their baggage free. Something so simple, and you can't even believe that it exists to begin with. So that's an example of a story that just turned into this kind of whole thing. I mean, there were a lot of campaigns that it's weird to think of a news story as a campaign, but it kind of turns into that.